My husband Wayne and I are parents to 4 children. We're a blended family, so I have 2 bio kids of my own, both of whom are here in Lubbock. One is a student at Texas Tech, Will. 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm in Houston, Texas, and I get a call from my younger son, Spencer. I know that someone's been hurt, and I get out of it that Will fell. And beyond that, I really don't know anything other than, Mom, I think you're gonna need to come because they've taken him to the hospital. On the way to the airport, I get another call. This call is from the hospital. A doctor gets on the phone with me and says, Miss Stargardt, Will's been very seriously injured. It's emergent. We don't have time to wait for you to get there. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew this wasn't just one of those things. This was really bad. When I arrived, I remember my first thought was, I'm scared. There was this element of fear that I hadn't felt until I arrived. Came through the waiting area of the ICU, and there was a place to buzz in through the door. And I buzzed and I said my name, and the doors opened, and a nurse walked up to me and she put her arms around me and she said, "You're Will's mom. I want you to come talk to me." From that moment, I felt like, okay, this is gonna be okay. It has to be okay. Will was out of surgery by the time I got there. Will hadn't fallen downstairs. He had fallen over the stair rail from the 3rd story of his apartment complex to the concrete below. He had fractured the back of his skull that had created a clot that had to be removed. I really wasn't as prepared for all the machines and all the things that were plugged into him. One of the things that obviously was an issue with Will was pain control. And I found that the nurses were incredibly sensitive to that with Will. And I think that they just handled everything with so much respect for him as an individual. Amazingly, he not only survived, but thrived. One day, I get a call from Will after he went home, and he's like, "Mom, guess what I got today? I got a card, and it was signed by all my nurses." And he posted that card on his Facebook page. I mean, who would have thought that a 21-year-old guy would think that's so cool? But he did, and he remembered, and he pointed to, he said, "I remember her, I remember him." My work is helping organizations identify strategies to improve, to enhance the patient experience. I've done that for a long time. I've been in hundreds of hospitals. What I felt when I was at UMC was a culture of caring, not a unit of the hospital that had implemented some tactics that you know, not a flavor of the month. Just people who, without thinking about it, with all this authenticity, just cared. That's the sign of a high-performing organization. You don't have to know what program they've implemented. You feel it, and you feel it in places where nobody's looking, and that's what makes the difference.